unbelievable, overwhelming, uncontested, unconditional Chud defeat. Anti-Chud victory. Sinclair has ended its Jimmy Kimmel boycott. MAGA loses 100%. This was the first big test from the administration. Can we, overreach and just silence high-profile dissenters in media on broadcast TV and get everyone to go along with it? I did not think Sinclair was going to bend, but I should have reminded myself, these people have no principles. Apparently what happened is Disney ABC actually threatened Sinclair to not allow them to host other programs that they broadcast, like ABC News or their sports programs. So that seems like a pretty effective counterplay to me. Oh, you don't want to show Jimmy Kimmel Live? Well, that's okay. Well, here's a bunch of shit that you might want to show that we're not letting you. Very, very, very good. So you know what? I'm going to let myself live out for a little bit. First of all, thank God, Disney ABC pushed back. Thank you for not being a gigantic fucking pussy for once in your life. Thank you for not bending the knee over nothing for no reason and actually planting your feet in the ground and actually fighting back. Even in the most minimal way, basic negotiations, and not folding immediately, but God, the bar is low. Thank you for that. Thank you for pushing back against, what's the other one? Nexplanade? What's the name of the other one? And Sinclair? Thank God. Nexstar. What's Nexplanade then? Is that like a birth control medicine or something? What am I getting that mixed up with? That's a drug? Yeah, but what drug? Arm implant birth control? Oh, I was right. So it's like, yeah, it's like a birth control medicine. Okay, yeah. Sorry, I have a lot of those names in my head because I spend a lot of my time trying not to get people pregnant. It's on my mind. Nexstar and Sinclair informed ABC it would yank Kimmel from its station, leading ABC to preempt the show nationwide. So to understand how Vosh got weak pullout game, you do not want to rely on that one for long, brother. Okay? You do what? Listen, okay? It's not a skill issue thing. It's just it's like actuarial tables, all right? You do not want to rely on that one. Anyway, keep in mind, Sinclair has backed off completely. The original position with from Sinclair, was not only are we pulling the Jimmy Kimmel show, we demand Kimmel personally apologize to Kirk's estate and contribute a sizable donation to it. They basically demanded, because Sinclair is a far-right network, right? They are not just interested in making money. They are ideologically far-right. They had a whole list of demands, and they have backed off all of them. And what did it take? ABC Disney not being a gigantic pussy. I'm sure it must have been difficult, ABC Disney not being one of the largest media conglomerates on Earth. Oh my God. Sinclair called on Kimmel to apologize to Kirk's family and make a donation to TPUSA. Industry analysts said ABC, not Sinclair, held most of the cards in the standoff because affiliates are bound by network contracts. Yeah. On Thursday night, Kimmel made light of the continued preemptions in his monologue. Even though we are still being preempted in 60 American cities, not anymore. On Tuesday, we had our second highest rated show in almost 23 years on the air. Our monologue from Tuesday night has more than 21 million views just on YouTube alone. And I want to say, we couldn't have done it without you, Mr. President. Thank you very much. We got the Trump bump, and we appreciate it. I'm giving myself permission to lib out over this one. It's just so important to remember how much fascists rely on everyone kowtowing in advance, They need it, because if everyone just stands their ground from the get-go, they have nothing there's no momentum for them to take advantage of. As bad as Disney ABC has been, Disney ABC is not ideologically right. They're just capitalist. They just want to make money in the long term. And I really think Trump up. When Trump indicated that he would not be giving ABC preferential treatment after they paid them money for no reason, I think that was a warning sign to ABC Disney and to everybody else. Kowtowing to Trump gets you nothing. You actually don't benefit from it. You are not currying favor with him. He's not going to treat you better. He doesn't care. There's no point in doing it. It makes me think, man, if Trump had treated ABC nicer after they paid out $16 million for no reason, I think that they might not have pushed back here, or they might have demanded Jimmy Kimmel fold. So what made everyone in Weimar Germany fold immediately after the Nazis took power in 33? A couple of big things. For one, the ineffectiveness of the previous government. For two, brown shirts. And for three, complicit judges. The judges were the big ones. Basically, like in Berlin and other major cities at the time, brown shirt gangs were marauding, beating up people and killing them, and the judges were giving them a free pass because they were doing it for Germany. Rather than the corrupt Weimar government. They were saying like, well, you haven't violated any true laws, any blood laws of the real country. So it was an environment where back then there was a very real chance that being anti-Nazi could get just you straight up killed, and the people who did it could get off. In America today, I know this may sound crazy, but you have to believe me, there is no credible threat to any of the shareholders or the CEO of Disney ABC. There is absolutely nothing. Nothing bad will happen to them, personally, if they resist the administration. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. They are completely safe. Or even like normal people. Really? Yeah, no. Again, like this is a nuts on the table thing. Thankfully, in America today, our judges are very different from the judges in Weimar Germany. In Weimar Germany, as was common in many places at the time, like a lot of the judges under the Weimar government were literally like educated under the Kaiser. They were part of what was kind of like a labor aristocracy, you know? They weren't just highly educated lawyers turned judges. They were part of a distinct class of people. Whereas in America today, like judges are largely book nerds, you know? Liberal busybodies who studied really hard in school and were lawyers. They weren't like part of an aristocratic class. They're just, you know, well-paid, well-respected professionals. They're nerds. And for that reason, they don't have any loyalty to some kind of like blood and soil, you know, a Hyperborea-ass American, you know, supremacist vision. It's a different dynamic, you know? This isn't fully true. The Nazis created their own courts because the judge found the Reichstag arsons innocent. That was after. That was later. That was down the line. I'm talking about like when they, by the time the Reichstag fire happened, that shit was already way too far, you know? I'm talking like in the lead up to that. You would think these corporations would try to make a buck by suing the shit out of the Trump administration. I think we're looking at the beginning of a turnaround. This is huge, man. They really put their balls out for this one, and it just didn't work. Trump was openly upset. He was like unusually upset over it on social media. And not only have they lost on the intimidation angle, but even their like affiliate networks, the state, you know, wings of media distribution, Sinclair and Nexstar, are backing off, despite being incredibly partisan on the opening. So, you know, again, permission to live out, sir. Permission to live out. I guess it's important to remember that, like, my issue with the liberals in this country right now, for the most part, just comes down to the fact they've been really bad at doing their job, you know? Not being socialist. They've been bad at doing liberalism. This is liberalism. It's a very basic, very simple, very, very, very simple. This wasn't anything crazy. ABC Disney didn't have to pull any reach out for this one. This was a pretty simple move on their part. But in this era of like incompetence and abstemiousness and compliance, you know, compliance in advance, it's even this feels unique. I didn't expect Sinclair to give up ground, not gonna lie. They did real quick, because I guess at the end of the day, they don't believe in shit either. They might be ideologically right-wing, but having ABC Disney take away Fox Sports. Remember, Disney owns Fox Entertainment. Not Fox News, Fox Entertainment. So, all these Sinclair broadcasters, you can't run any of that? That would really cut into the numbers. They would lose out on so many like advertisement slots. It would be huge. So, I guess at the end of the day, here's the Sinclair statement. So you're now going to admit the boycott was effective? What do you people want from me? Sinclair today announced it will end its preemption of Jimmy Kimmel Live, and the show will return this evening on Sinclair's ABC affiliates. I don't think they own Fox stuff. It's ESPN they own. Wait, really? I thought Disney owned Fox Entertainment. Who owns Fox Entertainment? Well, ESPN is still massive, so point there. But Fox Entertainment, owned by 21st Century Fox, owned by the Walt Disney Company. Yeah. Okay, well, ESPN too. Dude, Disney owns a lot of shit, but whatever, yeah. They own a lot of shit. All the old Fox Corporation kept was Fox News, right? Yeah. The Murdoch, they just kept the explicitly political stuff. Yeah, Fox Entertainment went over to Disney, which includes like their studio, 21st Century Fox, all that stuff. The Simpsons. Our objective throughout this process was to ensure that programming remains accurate and engaging for the widest possible audience. Pussies. We take seriously our responsibility as local broadcasters to provide programming that serves the interest of our communities, while also honoring our obligations to air national network programming. Over the last week, we received thoughtful feedback from viewers, advertisers, and community leaders representing a wide range of perspectives. We have also witnessed troubling acts of violence, including the despicable incident of a shooting at an ABC affiliate station in Sacramento. I didn't even hear about that. These events underscore why responsible broadcasting matters and why respectful dialogue between differing voices remains so important. Remember, these people are fascists. They are fascist totalitarians that have been taking over local networks in an effort to distribute propaganda. Total cuck messaging from them. It's a bit not going to lie that you didn't cancel your subscription, and I'll do it again. I'm so anti-boycott that I actually give money to evil corporations, specifically to counterbalance your behavior, thus proving I'm doing the anti-vegan. For every steak you don't eat, I'll eat 3, except with but I'm out here, I'm running multiple accounts, buying up Disney Plus subscriptions. But why? Because I don't. Okay, because I think that the obsession with boycotting exists only to browbeat people who don't. You buy shit from evil companies, you idiot. I almost said retard. That would have been bad for the analytics. You buy shit, yes please, from evil companies, okay? Don't. Why didn't you cancel that? I'm sorry I didn't cancel my subscription during the 4-day period that it would have been relevant to, a time period during which they wouldn't have even had the renewal period for the subscription. It wouldn't have even led to any change to the money. I would have just gotten it back again at the end. It wouldn't have made any difference. You buy shit from evil companies. Quit browbeating. This is the problem I have with boycotting. If you want to boycott, fucking do it. Don't browbeat. What's the point? What's the fucking point? Vote with your wallet. Vote with your wallet. Oh, you can't buy fucking chocolate milk. Oh, you can't buy this food. You can't buy that. Listen, I don't have an issue with you boycotting. If you want to boycott, boycott. Okay? But like the fucking, you people have like fish in a bowl brains where you forget that every shit, all the shit you buy is evil, but then you get really morally uppity over like one thing at a time. That's the shit that bothers me. And all it does is lead to left infighting. You motherfuckers are out there looking for celebrities with Starbucks cups or something so you can harass them, okay? I don't respect it. I don't respect it, all right? It's not going to fucking do anything. It's not going to work. It's not going to change anything. You just want to feel better than other people. But if you want to feel better than me, you don't need to go to this. You don't need to reach. I'm a live streamer. I'm a fucking social punching bag to you people. You come on here, you're throwing peanuts at me. You're throwing peanuts on the elephant that's trying to balance on the big ball with the star on it at the circus, okay? You don't need to reach for that. You can just say, you're a live streamer. You're ontologically evil. You deserve to die. You can just say that to me. That's fine. Can we finish the note now? Or are you going to interrupt me again? In our ongoing and constructive discussions with ABC, Sinclair proposed measures to strengthen accountability, viewer feedback, and community dialogue, including a network-wide independent ombudsman. These proposals were suggested as collaborative efforts between the ABC affiliates and the ABC network. While ABC and Disney have not yet adopted these measures, and Sinclair respects their right to make those decisions under our network affiliate agreements, we believe such measures could strengthen trust and accountability. Oh my God. Oh my fucking God, dude. Jesus Christ. We would like it if Disney would appoint a good boy manager we would like it if they had good boy rules so they would be good boys. We'll put in our own good boy, and I hope you do too. Our decision to preempt this program was independent of any government interaction or influence, unless you go by what Trump said. Free speech provides broadcasters with the right to exercise judgment as to the content on their local stations. While we understand that not everyone will agree with our decision about programming, it is simply inconsistent to champion free speech while demanding the broadcasters air specific content. Boycotting is useful over specific grievances. Oh my God. Boycotting generally doesn't work. You can do it if you want. I just don't like the browbeating. I think it's insanely ineffective. I think it's like borderline COINTELPRO shit. Have you not seen what the effect is on social media of people trying to like morally enforce boycotts of other people? This is, it's, you know how like veganism is not made more popular when vegans go online and they're like, you know, really aggressive It's like that, but way worse, because vegans are objectively correct in every point they make. The boycotting stuff really varies, you know? But didn't it just get proven it works in this case, though? No. Also, it's not about whether it works. It's the... Are you deaf? For one, no. I really think it was the pushback from within Hollywood and the behavior from Trump that made the difference here. But also, it's not about the effectiveness. It's about the browbeating. It's not about the boycott. Like, it's just you guys seeking, yeah, validation. It might have been both. You don't know that. I literally just said it. I don't. This is what I mean. To say you drink Starbucks, lol. I don't. I have an espresso machine. I just got popped up by my beautiful partner with another double espresso. I don't go to Starbucks. Oh my God. Hold on. You are unbearable today. Holy shit, dude. You are a little bitch today. Well, good night, y'all. Good night. You hear the Starbucks Seattle Roastery is closing? Yeah, like all of them. Or like 2 of them? That's fucking crazy. I think boycotting only works if organized producer tribute. You realize what it's doing. You realize my point, right? You understand what's happening right now? Like, what if I had responded, yeah, I canceled my Disney Plus subscription, then re-upped it 5 days later because it didn't make a difference? Has everyone remembered to not buy X product today? It's on the BDS list. And then someone in chat is like, well, I didn't know it was on the BDS list, but I really like this product. Is it really that important? And then everyone's like, fucking get them! Get their ass! It exists only to foster infighting, which is exactly what it's doing right now. It's not even about like being annoyed. It's that it literally, that is the primary output of it. In my opinion, any kind of like, you have to judge the effectiveness of any kind of social action by weighing how like much it accomplishes versus how much you're doing the job of the CIA for them. And this shit, I just don't think it works out well. Why do you still believe in the value of electoral politics after Trump's re-election? What are you talking about? We're talking about Sinclair. What is happening? Well, I'm getting shots from all directions, man. Oh my God. Damn, I never considered boycotts only serve to create divisions like that. They don't. Some boycotts can be effective. There are like effective boycotts. Usually like really targeted boycotts, or boycotts where you can affect the social mandate great enough that you're not relying largely on social pressure. So for example, the Bud Light boycott was effective because it was being reaffirmed by the entire right-wing media apparatus and their politicians. They weren't just a bunch of social media activists, you know, browbeating each other. That shit was coming from the top down. A massive, like, hegemonic message across the board on all media channels that these people watch. That's big, especially because Bud Light's primarily consumed by the kind of person who does listen to, like, you know, Fox News and right-wing talk radio, etc. There was a lot of power behind that one. So that worked. Montgomery bus boycott is a common example, of course, because that was like localized and it was very it was very well integrated into the pre-existing community structure, right, with regards to activism. But this, like, everyone hurry, this company's bad, everyone don't buy and or cancel now. Oh, you didn't, you're bad. I don't think that does anything. I don't think that does anything. I think that's mostly just people trying to feel like they can do something in a world that largely doesn't value their contributions. But sometimes it can. It can sometimes work. I just don't like the CIA stuff. If I recall correctly, Canadians boycotted U.S. liquor, which lowered some of their profits by 30%. Yeah, and I think that's good. And that was helped enormously, of course, by the fact that that messaging, that narrative was nationally reaffirmed. The disdain for American-produced, like, whiskey and stuff wasn't just like, you know, it wasn't just like social media activists or whatever. That was like a broader national feeling. The Target boycott is going strong. You're right, actually. I think the Target boycott... Sorry, we're going like way off topic. Yeah, it has to be organic. I agree. And you can't browbeat. I think one of the reasons the Target boycott is working is because it's black people doing it, and black people have stronger community centers than white people. I'm not joking. The Target boycott is not like very online black people saying, all right, everyone, don't go to Target. It's more like you're at the cookout and they're like, yeah, fuck those guys. You're at the churches, you're at the cookout, you know, whatever the fuck else. You're at the family, the yearly family Thanksgiving or whatever, and it's being engaged there. It's something that's being like the Montgomery bus boycott, you know, racially aligned at the very least. It's something that permeates through actual cultural spaces and not just through like online, you know, Twitter activism. Chad, he's simply saying, don't bully me, that's all. Well, yeah, that's like the main point of everything that I say. I get all my like political positions backwards from that belief. But like, listen to what I'm saying. I'm trying to make like a real point here. Is Vosh invited to the cookout? I have been invited to the cookout. I know you guys wouldn't believe it. You understand my point though, right? The Target boycott's also been organized by a couple unions. Yeah, it help. You need to have like an actual community structure, not just like people online in the comment section saying, bestie, I see a Starbucks cup in your trash can. Fuck you," you know, that kind of thing. But I don't think boycotts are like universally ineffective. Why did they boycott Target again? Because Target got rid of their DEI corporate goals in terms of hiring and their and other stuff like that. They also got rid of their Pride merchandise line as soon as Trump came in. They caved day one. Day one, they caved. Meanwhile, Costco did not cave. They were like, "We love DEI, yum yum yum," and Costco's stock price has gone up since then. Well, I mean, all stock price goes up because the amount of money in the economy goes up. But you know, they've been doing better. Yeah. Anyway, I'm just saying it's a complicated subject. Can we please finish this now? Costco prices suck, though. Well, compared to what? Scavenging out of dumpsters? As a company rooted in local stations, Sinclair remains committed to serving our communities with programming that reflects their priorities, earns their trust, promotes constructive dialogue. We look forward to continuing to work with ABC to deliver content that preserves a broad spectrum of communities. Listen, the point that I'm talking about here, let's not fucking forget the point here, okay? Overwhelming victory for the anti-Chuds. Chud defeat. Massive Chud defeat on every level. Literally on every fucking level. Jimmy Kimmel comes back after a week. Extremely highly rated show, despite not being shown in a bunch of American cities. The broadcasters have bent the knee, given up on their concessions, and have begun bringing him back. The Trump administration is obviously angry. Trump was crashing out on Truth Social, talking about how this sucks and how he's going to try to sue them again, but no, he won't. He won't sue them. He can't sue them. Be ridiculous. Remember his $15 billion lawsuit to the New York Times? Got thrown out by a judge the other week. Thrown out. Not found, not like acquitted or whatever. Thrown out. Thank you, Benjamin. See, that's half my Gatorade. That's half my Gatorade right there. Okay. Yeah, we'll end this segment, man. We went in too deep with this one. We need to, maybe the pull-out game is something you need to keep in mind.